Today is September the 5th, 2016, and we have experienced more of 2016 than we have left of 2016. It is 9/5/2016. Yes, indeed. We are running out. They just wish. I don't care, really. I don't care. Y'all can follow them straight to hell. But I encounter these women everywhere. And everywhere that you go, you have to make sure I'm in academia. I'm at a black feminist white liberal college. There's black women everywhere. They all know me, or they think they know me. They know of me. They know that I'm there. And one thing they try to do is ignore me or deny me. Janitor lady was cleaning the bathroom. Of course, she blocked the door, put a little wastebasket in front of the door because God forbid somebody need to use the bathroom while she is cleaning the bathroom. So I needed to get some water for my gallon jug. So when she left, I went in there and got the water. But by the time I was coming out, she came around, and the look of disgust on her face for me going into the bathroom. How dare you? But if she ever says anything to me in the future, I would just say that I'm not allowed to speak to the help. Anyway, just avoid them. Don't try to be glib. Don't try to be clever with them. Just don't fucking talk to them. Don't make eye contact with them. Where there's one, there's no fun. Where there's two, you better run. And where there's three, I will not be. Sorry. These are some college girls that this is the image that they try to force down your throat of black women.
Doing our first installment of Coco Fab on campus. This past Tuesday, presidential candidate Bernie Sanders visited Morehouse College as a part of his HBCU tour. We had the pleasure of interviewing students to get their insight on the 2016 presidential election. We asked them which candidate resonated with them the most, what issues are they the most concerned about, and what can candidates do to attract the black vote. Here's what they had to say. I would definitely say I'm a supporter of Bernie Sanders. I think he advocates more for our rights, our civil.
These are educated people, and they think that there's people out there advocating for your rights. I guess yours as a female with affirmative action and your right to kill babies now. You don't have a savior on this earth, dumbasses.
Stuff like that. Like Hillary kind of just says what people want her to say. I don't think like that. So I'm definitely feel her.
Oh, well, my opinion on it is, I'm personally, I feel the bird, so I'm all for Bernie. But the thing is, they both have socialist beliefs, and I don't really resonate with Hillary because she tries too hard to reach the black community, in my opinion. And Bernie's unrealistic in a lot of things.
This is what's scary about these indoctrinated Negroes. They think they're so fucking smart. There's no such thing as black people. Don't you understand? Black is not a race. Neither is fucking white. Bernie capitulated. Let me look this up real fast. Cease to resist an opponent or an unwelcome demand. Surrender. The patriots capitulated to the enemy forces. Yeah, that's it. That's what he did. Bernie Sanders capitulated to Hillary Clinton. Anyway, yeah, you guys don't understand. Look at all those international flags back there. America has been taken over by mainly from within, and the leaders of the takeover has been the black woman. If there's FEMA camps, if there are Gestapo, black women will be front and center leading the charge. You can guarantee that. They'll be the guards, the prison, the wardens, all that shit.
it's going to be hard for him to get certain things passed, but his ideas overall, like you said, appeals to the common American.
I guess the Democratic campaign message that resonates with me the most would have to be Bernie Sanders. I just really appreciate his commitment to political change throughout his entire political career.
Personally, Bernie, because I just feel like he appeals more to the common American. Like, I feel like he's been through the struggle. Hillary, I feel like she's only known the government side. Like, she doesn't know what it's like to be a real.
This is what is scary. It's supposed to be really scary about these indoctrinated. They really believe that I don't even like talking about it because it's so obvious. They believe all the theater that is politics. I'm gonna go ahead and let this run.
In America, like, she's always been the first lady or Secretary of State. So,
One issue I'm definitely hurt that's of importance to me is probably education, just like from children to young adults in college, because I think that education is the key to success. So I think that people should focus their campaigns around it.
Out of all the issues that face Americans, I would say number one would be Black Lives Matter. One, two would be inclusion of LGBTQIA plus people, and three would have to be health equity.
My top campaign issues as a college student are students around education, student loan forgiveness, and just things that will continue to help the younger generation succeed.
Education, gun laws, and black lives.
I think they can attract the black vote by trying to talk to us on a level without trying to make it seem fake, but more real and actually seem like they're actually sincere and concerned.
My personal opinion is don't go the Hillary Clinton way. Don't try to dab on Ellen. Don't try to do all these things and trying to appropriate black culture. I appreciate my culture as it is, and I understand that you're trying to reach a new demographic, but that's not the way.
I think there is a way.
More like cult, not culture. The arts and other manifestation of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively, a refined understanding and appreciation of this. Rap is not culture, neither is dabbing. I guess maybe it is. I don't know. It's definitely a counterculture, counterproductive culture.
Appropriately attract the black vote without making like black people feel ostracized or like that they're trying to like appropriate black culture. So I think that candidates could definitely visit HBCUs and just hear what concerns are most important to us.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Bernie got the black vote. I know I'm a fan of Bernie. And he did an interview the other day. I want to say, yeah, well.
See, that's one of the problems. Is what is the thing? Goodness gracious, idolatry, worship, celebrity, worship. Bernie fan. You don't even know the root, the etymology of the word fan. Fanatic. A person who has a strong interest or an admiration for a particular sport, art form, or famous person. These stupid asses. Fanatic. A person with excessive single-minded zeal, especially for an extreme religious or political cause, often with modifier obsessive interest in an enthusiasm for something, especially an activity. Fanaticize. What? The adjective originally describes behavior or speech that might result from possession by a god or demon. Hence, the earliest sense of the noun, a religious maniac. Fucking political maniacs, man, you motherfuckers.
They asked him, do all lives matter? Do black lives matter? He said black lives matter. Like, everybody can try to make it a big situation like, oh, all lives matter. We should care about everybody. Everybody don't care about us.
Us Weezing. Weezes. Nobody cares about us, isn't? We shouldn't care about them, isn't? We don't care. We, motherfucker. Fucking we. This is more indicative of the black woman, but we're gonna become more specific.
Stop playing with this bitch and beat her ass. What's up? What you have? Yeah! Give that shit!
Oh, now don't get me wrong. Those girls had these girls will fight. Don't get me wrong.
Hi.
They'll fight too, but they're the prissies. They would prefer not to fight, but it don't make me mad. But these right here, these are the average ones. These are the ones that are everywhere. We got the ones that don't even get out of their cars. They're so damn fat. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk about that. I'm talking about their behavior, not the way they look.
Get in her shit, bitch! Get her bitch ass! Get her! Lick the baby! Move back!
Watch the baby. Beat her ass. Beat her ass. When there's one, there's no fun. When there's two, you better run. When there's three, I will not be. These, I can't stand these.
We asked them which candidate resonated with them the most, what issues are they the most concerned about, and what can candidates do to attract.
Talk about Alan West or Dr. Ben Carson. Fuck that shit. They're worrying about Bernie damn Sanders and shit. I know Bernie. Bernie's a nice man. I spoke with Bernie. I met Bernie. I took pictures of Bernie. I never trusted Bernie. That's someone's mother out there. The one doing all the yelling and the coaching. The whore of Babylon.
You better not, bro. Stop talking. Make the house. Stop talking. Get that.
All right. This is something that Tommy Sotomayor, who I'm going to bring in here in a moment, always mentions. The black woman is the terminatrix. I mean, any other race of women that got hit in the face the way this girl has been hit, kicked, stomped, and she keeps coming back for more. Eventually, that one right there might win the fight because she's resilient. This one's going to get tired.
Get that out! Get that out! What did you do? Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Retract when we get home. Retract. Is this my sister?
beat her again. This is the black community.
Wait again! I'm telling you! Wait again! Get him! Get him! I'm not playing with you! Get him! I don't give a fuck! Don't let that hoe get no breathing! You need a breathing treatment, hoe! Well, bitch, get up and get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! I can't get up with my cousin! Get this hoe! Bro, get this hoe! I want you to make this whole bleed. Make her go to the hospital. Where is she? What's her name? Oh, shit. Come on. No pulling her, bitch. Beat this hoe. No pulling her. No pussy. Okay. Come on. She ain't got no her. Come on. Damn.
So, Mr. Jenkins, what you're telling me is that you think the black woman is the problem in the black community. Is that what you're saying? I mean, what about the fathers? What about the fathers, Mr. Johnson? Mr. Jackson, what you're telling me is that you think the black man is the problem. You think the black woman is the problem. We feel it's the black man. The black man who runs away from his family and children. Like, who wants to be around people like this? The problem with the black man is that he has sex with them. Ugh. And he brings forth all these. This somebody's had sex with her and her.
I told her we weren't gonna jump. Jump for what?
Look at all of these women. This is the best looking one. Look at them. This is a little different. This is this prissy right here. We got the same spirit.
Here's what they had to say. I would definitely say I'm a supporter of Bernie Sanders. I think he's more.
The intellects. Motherfucking educated ass, indoctrinated fools. These are uneducated.
Ain't nobody gonna jump. That's they say. Ain't nobody gonna jump because of my mind. Right. We not gonna jump. One thing about it. We're not gonna jump. We're not gonna jump. I hate being up people. Respect her mama. I know. I ain't respecting her mama. I said we not gonna jump. That's right. I'm not disrespectful. But I got a mama. I don't need nobody disrespecting mom. I ain't worried about that's for right now. Because it will make that. You done fucked up. Don't ask me to buy no house. They gonna tell you my little sister get tired. That's how it's gonna go. Stupid ass shit, right? What they fighting for? No ass. Cause she ain't driving in. Somebody. No, cause I'll be worried. Come on, my back. You fighting for Shay? I'm not fighting for Shay. That's the fucking. And no, I'm not. But she fight ass whooping. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. You don't feel me coming? You feel me? All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bitch, no! Shut the fuck up! I got something you. Bitch, what I gonna do? Let's get down! Fight shit, what's up? I'm telling you, fucking drag the hoe all around here. Fuck that! That's crazy.
Queen.
She not fighting for me. She ain't fighting for my sister. I'm fighting because we got it too. I'm saying because I don't get all this. Alright, let's go. Win, lose, or draw. Yeah. What you bitching for? Because we know you got some big ass. Alright, come on. Come on, Lisa. What part you asking? Beat her ass, bro. What's some shit out there? Stop. You ain't
The reason why I showed these two videos is because we're going to set this up. This is unbelievable. They're dangerous. They're the enemy. They're the enemy.
Once had a full scholarship to USC and dreams of the NFL, is fighting to clear his name. His football dreams all ended inside a small jail cell, convicted of raping a classmate when he was just 16. Tonight, CBS 2's Randy Page reveals disturbing new evidence, which has some legal experts wondering if the rape ever happened at all.
For Brian Banks, this beach offers more than a wave of childhood memories.
I live not too far from here.
It is also a brief diversion from his life as a registered sex offender.
I'm still aware of how far I still have to go, towards getting my life back.
He's talking about the life he had at 16.
Long Beach Poly says they have it!
A star middle linebacker at Long Beach Polytechnic High School with a full-ride scholarship waiting for him at USC.
I felt like I was on top of the world.
Then came the fall.
It's almost hard to put in words of how one day could turn so fast.
In a recent court filing, Banks says it was just before lunchtime. The sophomore football star and a girl he knew decided to duck into an empty stairwell where they could have some privacy.
We began making out. We didn't have sex.
He says a few minutes later, after some heavy petting, the two went back to class. Later that day, he noticed a lot of police, and then he says he saw the girl come out of the office with police officers.
It's probably the most surprised I've ever been. That feeling of your heart jumping out of your body.
Brian Banks had never been in trouble with the law before, but on this July day in 2001, he was under arrest for rape.
The word rape wasn't even in my vocabulary at 16.
The DA offered him a deal: plead guilty to rape and spend another 18 months in prison, or go to trial and face 41 years to life. He says his defense attorney put it this way.
When you go into that courtroom, the jury is going to see a big black teenager, and you're automatically going to be assumed guilty. Those are her exact words.
The terrified teen wanted to speak to his mother. He was told, no time. You've got 10 minutes to decide.
I sat there and I cried and I asked questions and I asked why and I cried and...
Two black women did this to him. Nobody talk. No, you won't hear. You hear like the brothers, Tommy Sotomayor, Doctor of Truth, Black Child. Certain people. There's some wolves in sheep's clothing out there that gets underneath this identity fetish of blackness when there's no such thing as blackness. It's black heart. It's black souls. Evil. People doing evil to the black man. Crucify him. Just crucify him. Just go to jail. They'll put you in hell or in jail.
18 months sounded way better than 41 years to life.
Brian Banks pleaded no contest to rape. A judge sentenced him to 6 years in state prison.
Where was the physical evidence here that would prove that he was guilty?
Brian's new attorney, California Innocence Project Director Justin Brooks, says hospital records showed the alleged victim told authorities Brian left his DNA evidence inside her. Yet, according to lab results, not a single molecule of his DNA was recovered from the victim or her clothing.
So Brian's story is the only one that makes sense.
As it turns out, Brian Banks isn't the only one saying he is innocent.
Did he force you to have intercourse or anything like that?
No.
This is the bitch. The Jezebel. The Delilah. They go after your strength. They take away what is most near and dear to you just to stomp on it and piss on it. They're Satan. They're the Antichrist. Don't believe me.
Alleged victim was caught on tape saying he's innocent too.
Did he rape you?
No.
Last year, 9 years after his conviction, Brian says he received a friend request on Facebook from the girl who accused him of the violent rape.
I remember closing the laptop just like real quick and just like thinking like, What did I just see?
Brian Banks says he asked his accuser to meet him at a private investigator's office to tell her version of what happened that day, and to his astonishment, she showed up.
Did he force you to have intercourse or anything like that? No.
She said at 15 and 16 years old, the two were young, inexperienced, and curious.
So it's just like a petty thing. You guys are kissing and making out pretty heavily. Yeah.
Throughout the interview, she says the rape never happened.
Did he rape you? No, he did not. Did he kidnap you? No.
If she is telling the truth here, she could stand to lose, by her own words, a lot of money.
The actual last settlement was $1.5 million.
She's talking about the $1.5 million she says the Long Beach Unified School District paid after her mother sued the district for lack of security at the time of the alleged rape.
I mean, I will go through with helping you, but it's like at the same time, all that money they gave me, I don't want to have to pay it back all that, because that will take a long time.
We were unable to locate the whereabouts of Brian Banks' accuser. Randy Page with CBS 2 News. Anybody home? But we did track her down by telephone, and she told us she was raped, and that she lied in this interview because she claims Brian Banks offered her a $10,000 bribe. Banks says this latest accusation doesn't make sense, that he has $1 and some change left to his name.
The video is disgusting. It gives you goosebumps to see someone who took someone's life over a lie.
The district attorney's office is declining an on-camera interview, saying its policy is to not make any comments on cases that are under review. But a former deputy district attorney is willing to offer his assessment of the case against Brian Banks.
I wouldn't have filed a charge. I would have rejected it.
Steve Meister is a former LA County sex crimes prosecutor who worked in the same office that prosecuted Brian Banks.
To me, it goes back to the DNA evidence and her inconsistent statements about what happened. DA never should have filed this case, and they should drop it now.
For Brian Banks, life as a sex offender is like living in a cell made of glass. You can see the world outside, but it's always just out of reach.
The idea that people see me as something that I'm not, you know? I just want this to be over, you know?
When you were 16, you knew what your dreams were. You had a free ride at USC. You had a possible pro career ahead of you. What are your dreams today?
To be free.
In Long Beach, Randy Page, CBS 2 News.
As a result of the new information, the California Innocence Project has filed a petition to try and exonerate Brian, and they're due in court next month. As for the Long Beach Unified School District, where this all happened, no one, not even the superintendent, would go on camera to talk about the case.
Where's Black Lives Matter? Where's the NAACP? You won't see them bugs. They don't do shit. We is in the nurses and Thomas Sotomayor, my go-to man. Thank you. If you ever look at the videos, you definitely got me on track for doing my videos. But it's hard to do them without you because you are the man. In a matter of speaking.
But there's something that somebody sent me, and I want you guys to understand how crazy this is. And again, I brought up how black women will do certain things. Let me read this story to you. Ms. Mo, can I get my in the news music? I haven't had my in the news music in a minute. Can I get that? Do we have it? Do we still have it? Give me my in the news music. In the news with your host, Tommy Sotomayor. All right, people. In the news, here it goes. In the news today, one-time football player, a star. Y'all might know him, you might not. His name is Brian Banks. Well, this one-time football star, he spent 6 years in prison for a rape charge. The rape charge has been dismissed. after accuser contacted him on Facebook to say it never happened. A high school football star who was once one of the most highly sought out players in the country has had a rape charge against him dismissed after his accuser admitted it never happened. Brian Banks, 26, who spent 6 years behind bars in California, collapsed in sobs during a court hearing as the prosecutor quickly conceded the decade-old case and moved for dismissal. There are no words in any language, no gesture in any culture that can explain or describe what I've been through, said Banks. I hope my story brings to light a major flaw in the judicial system. This is a black man in jail due to you so-called queen.
I'm gonna go on with this. No, I'll end with those. That's right. We'll do it like that.
But you claim only white women do this. Let me continue. It came after the woman who accused him, Wanetta Gibson, added him as a friend on Facebook when he left prison with a tag. In a message, she explained she wanted to let bygones be bygones. Do y'all see the sickness in black women? There's a sickness in black women. Bitch, you had me in.
It's not sickness, it's possession. It's demonic possession. There's no other way to describe it. The mother, it's like how when they were fighting out in the yard. The mother was like, beat her ass, drag her ass. That's dumb. On the front street.
For 6 years, you turned around and I got out of jail. You added me on Facebook and had the fucking nerve to say, I want to let bygones be bygones? The fuck? Banks lawyer Justin Brooks told KPCC that Gibson and Banks met and she was caught on video saying there had been no kidnap and no rape and would help him clear his record. Yet she refused to repeat that story to prosecutors as she feared she would have to return a $1.5 million payment she won after her mother brought suit against the Long Beach schools. Do y'all hear this shit? Do y'all hear this shit? To all of you women who are trying to delete my accounts, I refuse to stop speaking the truth. I refuse to stop exposing you weave-wearing, perm-having motherfuckers. I refuse. Because all you do is try to destroy other motherfuckers. And then when you get caught in shit, you never admit it. Bitch, you let a man rot in jail for 6 damn years. And you got paid $1.5 million, you and your motherfucking nasty-ass mama, to sell out a black man on a fucking lie. She was quoted as telling Banks, I will go through with helping you. But it's like at the time, all the money they gave me, I don't want to have to pay it back. You black bitch, you.
See, that's one thing about them. They have like a convoluted way of thinking and even expressing. I mean, talking to a black woman is like speaking to like a 3-year-old. You know, they're an adult, but they can't. They have low intellect, and they're demonically possessed, so they can't even. I don't even know why somebody would say, I don't want to pay the money. That's the reason why, because I don't want to pay the money back. The truth comes out.
This man is laying here on the table, crying his ass off. I'm looking at the pictures of this man, and I'm just sick to my stomach. Banks was jailed after Gibson accused him of rape in 2002. When he was just 16 and being heavily recruited by a number of colleges, including USC, which had offered him a scholarship. He was on his way to school, offers to talk about his college application when he bumped into Gibson, a fellow student. and they went to the stairwell to make out. He explained that Banks said something to upset Gibson and they parted on bad terms. She later accused him of kidnapping her, dragging her across the school, and raping her in the stairwell. Investigators tested her but found no physical evidence of rape. Brooks said Banks maintained they had no sex and all sexual contact had been consensual. And I'll look at this again. Look at the pictures of this weave wearing, glossy lip, perm having, nasty motherfucker. And y'all wonder why I got nothing but nasty shit to say about y'all, because y'all do shit like this. And then turn around and get $1 million to sell a nigga up the road. Black women ain't no better than any damn Ku Klux Klan I've ever met. This story has me upset. Fuck what they doing to me. Although they would try to do this shit to me too. That's why I would never fuck one of you nasty bitches. I don't give a fuck how much you be inboxing me, telling me you want to fuck. Fuck you. His lawyer encouraged the promising student to plead no contest to the kidnap and rape charges, warning Banks that he could get up to 45 years to life in prison if convicted. Of course the white man wants you to go ahead and take the charge. He want a nigga in jail because Agent Smith has set you up. White men and black women on the same motherfucking team. Expecting he would just serve 18 months, instead he followed the advice and pled no contest. He did what the motherfucking white man told him to plead no contest. He thought he might serve 18 months in jail because, of course, the white man scared the shit out of him and told him you could get 41 years to life in prison if you fight it. He pled no contest, thought he'd get 18 months. 18 months ain't no motherfucking joke, people. That's a year and 6 months. Guess what he got instead? He got 6 years. Lawyer tells you you could get 41 years to life. Or you could get 18 months. I understand that. They threw numbers at me like that. And I just started sobbing and I said, whatever y'all want to do, white man, I'll do it. I didn't want to go to jail that damn long. Fuck that. I'll suck a nigga dick if I can't go to keep me out of jail. Whose dick do I gotta suck, sir? And that's how they treat a nigga. They get you in jail, they get you in front of the judge, they get you a punk ass lawyer, and then they tell you, either you take this plea or we're gonna put your black ass in jail for the rest of your life. And niggas take the plea. Because Agent Smith is working with their ass. And they give that bitch some money. And in 6 years, this bitch done went through $1.5 million fucking dollars. That's how irresponsible these black bitches are. While Thayer's case had been taken on by Brooks, a lawyer while he was in jail, one of the lawyers, white lady. It's always a white lady to get a nigga out of trouble. Why, I don't know. But they the only ones like niggas my color. Because he's a nigga my color. His lawyer, Brooks, head of the California Innocence Project, helped him out. Brian's story was so compelling, she said, and his case for innocence was so clear, we had to take this on. Brian lost a huge part of his life when he was unjustly sent to prison. Another white man comes in to help the white woman. So it's a white woman and a white man in the Innocence Project. Get this motherfucking man off. Brooks said Banks had remained on probation under electronic monitoring, has had to register as a sex offender, and has had trouble getting a damn job. After the exoneration on Thursday, Banks added, "My only dream in the world to just be free. For years, I felt like a toy with the switch cut off, sitting on the shelf." Banks continued to train for what he hopes to be a future career in the NFL. This is fucking sick. This is a kid who was a superstar. He would be playing in the NFL right now, 26 years old. Guess what happens to the bitch for lying on him? Guess what happens to the weave wearer for lying on him? Go ahead, guess what happened to Miss Perm? Same thing that always happened to Miss Perm. They get treated like the retarded kid in class. Dun, dun, so they can stab a motherfucker and won't go to jail. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Akara Edwards. That's one of my favorite ones because it never broke out on top. as far as going viral. But Akara Edwards, Carr was getting hammered by her boyfriend. Ugh, I don't know how chicks that ugly get boyfriends, but long story short, she stabbed him in the heart. She's walking around free right now, free as she can be. I don't understand why anybody messes with them. I don't understand. They're evil. They're mean.
Tommy's out of line. You know what I'm thinking? Fuck you. Let me bring in my man Antonio to talk with me. What's up, Antonio?
What's up, Tommy?
Not much. What you thinking about what you just heard?
Man, that's crazy, man. That's really crazy right there. I can't even believe that right there. Like, if they would really have him in jail that long on, like, some faulty evidence like that. Some his word versus her word type stuff. Like,
that's what rape is.
You know how many dudes do?
That's what rape is.
You know how many dudes do? That's all it is, really. Unless they got physical proof, unless they got semen in her, she was forced, you know what I mean? But other than that, that's faulty evidence right there. That's his word versus her word. Like, and they give this man 6 years, a high school football star. That's crazy. And she blew $1.5 million in 10 years. No, that's crazy. That don't make no sense, man.
And again, you know what they always say? Like, every time a black dude date a white chick, they always say, "Oh, she gonna take you for your money and she'll put you in jail," or something shit like that. You notice they always say that, right?
Oh, yeah, that's the favorite word. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this.
Favorite phrase.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard a black man say to a black woman, "You know that white boy gonna put you in jail"?
No, I mean, cause we don't even sweat that type of stuff like that. Like, that shit don't even bother me. Like, like, I see a black girl with a white dude. Like, that don't bother me at all. I mean, shit, it's more black girls to me. Shit, it's other women. Shit, I don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's none of my business.
Like, it's none of my business. I can care less. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's 100 other more women walking down the street that probably look better than her. I mean, I don't care. That don't bother me at all. Only black women care about that stuff, man. Like, man, they think they don't want none of us, but they want us.
Yeah, they just want us to be waiting. They want us to be waiting on them. If they can't get no better than us, then they'll fuck with us.
Right. They want us to wait after they had like 8 kids by 5 different dudes. Then they come to us. Like, fuck that.
Exactly.
I'm cool on that.
Now,
I don't want you after that.
Now, be honest with me. You heard my commentary before you got on the air. Did I go too far?
Yeah. No, shit. I don't think you went far enough. Disgusting, man. Hey, for real, that's disgusting, man.
This was before it really got popular, but this is the way I see them. They want to be included with them. This is when they're the most happy. That's them on at Trident Tech, where mainly at College of Charleston is a more exclusive college. But boy, you can see them black girls when they're with their white girlfriends. Oh man, that's where the elite meet. I never seen a race of women that loved. They love white men. They just love white people. I like nice people, people that are nice to me, but I'm not trying to use white people to elevate my status. Ugh. Can't stand the mugs, man. They're the ones that wanted to integrate. Look at this shit, man. Look at these mugs. That's your black queen right there. Where there's 1, there's no fun. Where there's 2, you better run. Where there's 3, I will not be. Good night.